Yeah, Rash, you hit good weather last week. Or last 2 days, it's been windy, it's been chilly. These kids are playing high school football tonight. Do your boys play in the RMF tonight?
No, we have practice right. I'll be heading straight to the practice field after this, but yeah, those kids that are out playing the game tonight isn't going to be very fun.
You remember Regina for what we had last week, Arash,
yes,
okay?
Yes, very hot. Here's a question for you. Would the Bombers have run the football more than 5 times if it was hailing and coming down sideways?
Yeah.
So is that the only reason they didn't run?
Because it was warm? Because it was nice?
Yeah.
NFL
Coaching
begins tonight.
malpractice.
That's right. That's right.
Coaching malpractice.
The biggest television show in the world starts tonight, Thursday. I don't know if there's any outlets competing with it. It's like, just let them have it. NFL, just more and more.
It's amazing, isn't it, guys? Like, it's Thursday and Friday and then
Christmas Day.
Christmas. But then I think it was last year that Kansas City played every night but Tuesday, or every day of the week but Tuesday, or something like that. And I actually wonder, can there be such a thing as too much? I don't know about you. I really kind of detached myself from the NFL machine through training camp and the preseason. I think I followed it less this year than ever before. Now, it's going to start again tonight. I'm going to be fully in, all those kinds of things. But it almost, to me, feels like it's almost been a little overkill. There's too much all the time. And I've kind of unplugged since the draft ended. I won't lie.
I don't know. You know what I hear a lot? You know what I hear a lot of people talking about is the changes to the red zone. That seems to be a
commercial now.
Right.
Yeah, commercial-free football. Scott Hansen, a doubled box. We're going to a double. Now, that whole defeats things. I guess ESPN knows a machine, so.
Yeah. The other thing that I really don't need to hear about, and anywhere you go, it feels like everybody wants to tell you who they drafted on their fantasy team. I don't care. I don't care what your newborn did in their diaper last night, and I don't care about your fantasy football draft. Okay? That's all. I need to get that off my chest.
I don't play fantasy. You don't.
I'd support that notion.
And I feel when guys get talking about it, I just kind of do the Homer Simpson back into the bush thing, because I'm like, I got nothing. But I'll watch it. I'll play. There'll be props. There'll be everything tonight. Are the Eagles, as they raise the banner tonight, are the Eagles the team to beat, do you think?
Yes, they're the defending champs. Yes, Jalen Hurts is back. Yes, Saquon's still in the mix. Yes, there's A.J. Brown. Yes, Devontae Smith. Their offensive line is still pretty much the same. The only thing I wonder about, guys, is their pass rush has kind of gone separate ways. You know, Josh Sweat absolutely owned that Super Bowl last year. Josh Sweat is no longer with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, obviously, every year teams dismantle, and they're never the same thing. I don't know what's going on with the sun here, by the way. I'm just going to open that up a little bit.
Don't tease us. Do you want me to show you the hail going on out here?
But I just wonder about that pass rush. Like, ultimately, you win at the line of scrimmage. You got to get to the quarterback. Can the Eagles do that? Brandon Graham is no longer there. That's the only thing that kind of gives me pause. But to me, Philadelphia, Baltimore are the 2 Super Bowl favorites for sure.
Yeah, across the field tonight, is there any chance the Cowboys have any hope of moving forward or doing anything with Jerry Jones in the mix as owner, GM, ATOL, pilot?
Yeah, pilot, sure. While they're at it, I mean, is he going to be the chef too? Guys, I think the stat that stands out the most, maybe in all of football actually, is that when the Cowboys don't reach the NFC Championship game this year, it'll be 30 years since they were last in a conference title game.
Does that make you feel
years.
old? Everyone who feels old, put up your hand.
Yeah. Right. You know, Emmitt Smith isn't walking through that door. Troy Aikman isn't walking through that door. Michael Irvin's not walking through that door. And there's literally only two common denominators. Mm-hmm. One is the star on the helmet, and two is Jerry Jones. That's it. They've changed stadiums. They've changed, I don't know how many coaches, how many quarterbacks, how many da-da-da-da-da. And I don't know, like, are they a playoff team even this year?
I don't think so. But then again, I'm not like super in tune with everything. I'm no expert. We aren't the official station of the NFL, but we like to talk about it. Yeah. Yes. Not with that attitude, Barney. The thing about, again, I watched another episode of the Netflix documentary on the Cowboys. If you haven't watched it, it is awesome. I totally forgot how deep hot water Michael Irvin was, for starters. And the other thing that I'm really starting to gather, besides that Jerry Jones is a gambler of just everything in life, right? And then you win and you lose. You're a gambler. Is he gets too attached to the players, and he's the guy signing the check. Maybe that's his, problem. I don't know.
The other thing, though, Barney, is he waits too long before he gives contracts out and extends guys. Like last year on opening day, it was when they gave Dak Prescott the money. Like you will never get a discount on a quarterback. And there's some Trump in Jerry Jones in that he wants to win every deal. He fancies himself as this master negotiator that every single deal he's going to win and he has to win.
He's a gambler.
Right, but 30 straight years of hitting on, pocket kings looking for that ace.
I'm going to get that ace, Arash. I'm going to get that ace.
Jerry, we got a seat and all the caviar you want,
Yeah. Interesting news out of Toronto. You texted me this morning. Argos and the Buffalo Bills are teaming up for a youth football initiative.
I'm very interested about this. Okay, so why? MLSE, Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment, the closest thing that they have to anything remotely of interest, air quotes, in football is their ownership of the Argos. They have no investment in any way with the NFL. It is the NFL is not coming to Canada in our lifetime. Hot take, but truth.
Saskatoon. There's people in Saskatoon that think they can have an NFL team.
And the parent company of MLSE, Rogers, there's no interest there for an NFL team. And Sportsnet doesn't have the NFL rights. TSN does, and CTV does, and Bell Media does. So Keith Pelly runs MLSE. He's always been interested in the NFL. Part of this, I'm told, is a marketing play. Makes a lot of sense. Doug Flutie's a former Bill, and Doug Flutie's a former Argo, and football. The Bills certainly want the Southwestern Ontario market represented their games. They've been doing everything possible to make that happen. They're going into a new stadium, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just a little confused where the MLSE Rogers play is in all of this football. Marketing is one thing, but this is another. Now, that said, very minority owners of the Bills include Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Josie Altidore.
Yep.
McGrady and Vince Carter, of course, former Raptors. Josie Altidore won a championship with Toronto FC. Could there be some ways to get Josh Allen sitting courtside on a Thursday night, Friday night at a Raptors game before a Sunday Bills game and, contest for tickets? Sure. but there just might be a little bit more to this, and I'm really intrigued as to what it could be.
I've heard ripples across the league that this is a real focus for the CFL teams to try and find these grassroots programs trying to grow football in their areas. But this is an interesting angle, an interesting connection there for sure, Arash. Good insight. Back to on-field, Labor Day rematch coming up this weekend in Winnipeg, rematch in Edmonton. But what's going on out east in the East Division here? After a bit of an up year last year, or it looked like a strong division, kind of faltered off in kind of their quality out east. What's going on out there?
Well, Montreal, look, injuries are injuries, but when you lose your quarterback, I think that's a big part of it.
Quarterbacks,
yeah,
plural.
Toronto's a mess. Here's what's interesting, guys. You have the BC Lions, who I still haven't figured out 11 games into the season. After this week, they're going to be 2/3 the way through their schedule. BC's 4th in the West, which makes them 5-6, which would put them 2nd in the East. Are we going to have a scenario this season where the 4th place team in the West is going to have a better record than the best team in the East? Like, could that actually be possible? I think there's only one West team can cross over. I don't think two can. But it's weird. I get the Argos are air quotes hot right now, but like, I don't know. I don't think anybody in the East scares me, but then again, all it takes is one game in late November for that to change. I just can't remember it being this much of a disparity across the board.
What are you hearing? And I know you've said this since May. We talked about it last week. Still odds on Chad Kelly not taking a snap this year?
I don't see it. I really don't see it. And especially with the way Arbuckle's playing lately.
Yeah.
Don't you roll with kind of the hot hand right now? Also, how long would it take Kelly to get going? Like, it took him 2 or 3 games last year. So the Argos have 6 games left. They're in a playoff hunt. Everything I was led to believe not now, not in June, not in April, not in March. When I was at Grey Cup last November, I was led to believe that is a 1-year recovery for the type of injury that Chad Kelly had, for the type of surgery he had. Like, they couldn't even get him on a plane for a while. So if he's your future, if he's your franchise quarterback, if he's all those things, is it really worth risking a major setback for a game or two? I don't see it.
Okay, let's end on this for Blue Jay fans. How big is this series in the Bronx starting tomorrow? You know what I did hear, though? Because I'm so in tune with what's going on.
I can't wait to hear what you heard about the Blue Jays. I'll be honest, Barney.
I was talking to Buck on the phone.
Yeah.
No, but the Yankees are playing in Texas tonight. They'll be getting into New York like 3 or 4 in the morning, where the Blue Jays, the fellas, are in Lower Manhattan relaxing, going to the Mean Fiddler.
What's better?
Taking it all in. So
quality meats.
Yeah.
Quality meats. I remember the night before Derek Jeter's last game in the Bronx. It was an off night. It was either a rain out or an off night. And went to a restaurant called Quality Meats, and half the Baltimore Orioles were at the steakhouse. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a per diem buster. So here's a question, dead serious on this.
Okay.
What's the bigger worry if you're a manager or a head coach of a team? The fact that your team's going to roll in at 3 a.m. and be a little groggy the next day? Or your team has a night off in New York City, the night of an NFL opener where it's still kind of summer in Manhattan?
That's a darn good question.
Relates right back to, do you fly to Montreal 2 days ahead to beat jet lag? Or do you just fly in the day before the game, get into the hotel?
Who is the receiver, Ryan, the rider receiver on an Ottawa road trip who found himself in a little bit of trouble on the Quebec side, the Gatineau side, leaving an adult establishment?
Taj,
there we go. There we go.
Gatineau. Great. Do you want to go let those guys in, Colson? Sorry. Great casino.
Yep.
And that's where the Royal Montreal is. Or Royal Ottawa. Royal Ottawa is. Yeah. That's a really big series starting tomorrow.
Three-game series, and the Jays have a 3.5 game lead on the Yankees. Like, here we go. Yeah. The Red Sox come to Toronto in a few weeks. Here we go. Right. Like, this is a pennant race. It's game on.
All right, buddy. Let's see how it all shakes down. We got football tonight. I'm sure I'll be texting you some screenshots of my wagers, and then we'll catch up next week.
Sounds good. Good to see you again, boys.
You betcha.
Coast to coast.